What if I tell you that Genji is actually not as great as you think in Season 9? Of course, he's good, but when it comes to playing it and watching it, it's a different story. With over 2,500 hours on Genji and uploading montage regularly on Grandmaster top 500 level, I wanted to share my thoughts on Season 9 since I haven't seen any of the top Genji content creators make a video about it. My name is Ziku, and today let's talk about why, in my opinion, Genji is somewhat worse than before. First of all, if you watch this video, English is not my mother tongue language, so I do apologize for the upcoming words that I might stutter or some imperfection in my speaking. So with Season 9 changes, characters getting from 200 HP target to 250 HP, and Genji got his blade buff, increased speeds of slash and DPS passive. I think it's a great change, but it's not compensating enough for Genji, and let me tell you why. Of course, this is my own opinion, and I'm not intent to mock the devs and say something bad about it, but I think this is just my own experience. I do not want to send hate any towards the developers. I think Genji is changing and this is how we should adapt to the game. However, it's not a bad thing to speak up, and in my opinion, I wanted to share my experiences with you in this Season 9. First of all, I'd say the strongest supports right now is in 80% of my ranks game are probably Moira Lucio. Of course, Lucio is very essential, depends on the maps, but the reason why Genji is viable or rather good in this comp, I think, is just because of the Jungle Queen meta. I usually pick Genji with my Jungle Queen and I don't have to worry about anything. But if I play into a different map where I don't have a Jungle Queen as my tank, it gets a bit complicated. Keep in mind this is a map base, so any map that is good for Jungle Queen, you can always pick Genji. I think with the support lineup, Moira Lucio right now makes my playstyle a bit different. I have to adapt to it. Also, one thing I forgot to mention is that Tracer is also really good DPS right now. Probably not good, but the best DPS right now. Let me give you an example. You want to take an off angle to play off angle from your tank, but you have to contest a Tracer. And Tracer right now with 175 HP target and probably the best DPS right now, she can 1v1 with anyone. And I feel like high risk, high reward play is not optimal anymore. I wouldn't say optimal, maybe something more like worth it to go anymore. Because of chancing of you messing things up is significantly higher. Since everyone has higher high pool and you cannot one-shot certain targets anymore. For example, this Tracer. Let me show you a clip of how this Tracer survived 3 times of my one-shot combo, where in Season 8 she would have been dead. Of course, people would say, why don't you hit a headshot? Well, of course I can hit a headshot, but I feel like it's extremely dumb. The fact that Tracer has the highest mobility and positioning herself wrong like this and does not get punished is extremely wrong. I'm pretty sure in Season 8 she would have been dead. So why am I mentioning this? I think it's just extremely unrewarding to play Genji right now. For example, let's say Widowmaker. Widowmaker, you have to aim headshot, and in order for you to get a kill is to hit a headshot. But with Genji one shot, it's a completely different thing. You have to do a correct timing, distant dash perfectly, and also right click melee to hit a target. This might sound easy to do, but it's actually really hard to do. And I think character like Genji should get some kind of reward by being one of the hardest mechanical character in the game. In Season 8, I could confidently fight a Moira in 1v1. However, in Season 9, with the health pool change and burst damage not being compensated for Genji, it's extremely hard for me to fight a Moira in 1v1s. In Season 8, you could burst down the target fast enough, but in Season 9, you just simply cannot. And I feel like even if you're mechanically gifted or not, fighting a Moira that is 80-80 strafing with 250 HP, also the fact that she has lifesteal when she's damaging you and her healing orb, I don't think you can even burst her down enough. It was already hard in Season 8, but I think in Season 9 it made it impossible to do. With this thing, I no longer feel confident fighting against Moiras, since most of the time you have to chase her, and if you are also strafing, you're gonna whiff your shurikens a lot. At the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is that Genji does have certain counters, but you can still play around it. But with Moira, I think you can still play around it, but it's not wise to take 1v1s anymore, since it's a high risk, high reward play. This also means that you cannot dive the support when they have a support like Moira Lucio, so you are more dependent on tank. I think right now the way I play Genji is that I play with my tank, poke out the resources they have. Once, let's say, Moira doesn't have Fate, then I can die with my tank, using maybe Jungle Queen Shout, so I survive longer. This also makes me feel very boring to play, since back in Season 8, I used to play more high risk, high reward play, and it was more entertaining to flanks. Of course, flanking is still an option, but you have to be super careful now, since you cannot burst down the target fast enough. Nanoblade cannot one-shot anymore. It has been popular among the flashy highlight montage since the beginning of Overwatch. I actually remember when I started playing Genji, I would always get lost in his ultimate, until after practice and practice, I've built my muscle memory and get better. Let me show you a clip of old Genji and a new Genji in a practice range. Okay, that's pretty good. With the new Genji buff blade, this encourages people to do slash slash then dash, rather the combo you used to do slash dash. This makes Genji blades feel very slow and clunky, we could say. This will significantly help the newer Genji player to play it easier to get more value. However, I think the dopamine we used to get with the new blade is worse than before. Whether you are a player or a viewer, we can all agree that the clip in Season 8 was more entertaining to watch. And I just don't want Genji to have the ultimate like Soldier, where it doesn't provide any flashy play anymore. You can't even do a flashy play on a Soldier. Since I do montage and stuff, I do flashy clips, I make content for other people to watch me. You know, it would be nice to have some kind of flashy play with Blade, especially when you need to learn where the other characters are. And it would be amazing if you could get Nanoblade back with the one-shots. That's it for the Nanoblade. But with the Dry Blade, I think it's really bad. And here's my reason. So, if you do a slash dash on Tracer or Mini Diva right now, they would escape really low HP. They will survive. I think the blade recovery time is not fast enough in order for you to do 2 slash without Tracer escaping. I think this is extremely wrong, since if a Tracer is misplaying by staying too close to a Genji who's using a blade, she should get punished and get one-shotted. She should be eliminated immediately, not getting a free escape card. Apart from the Nanoblade being really bad right now, I think Kitsune Blade is very broken to use, especially with the speed slash.
I'll figure it out. For Jesus Christ! Holy shit! Oh my god, that was the amount of slices. Ta 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 ta. Oh my god. Bro, I got melted through beta. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's about it. Again, this video is not intended to blame or mock the devs. I just wanted to share my personal experience of what I think. If the game is designed to play in any specific way, I'll adapt to it no matter what. But it's not a bad thing to speak up, as I've mentioned before. Anyways, that's about it. Please comment down below what are your thoughts of Genji in Season 9. Whether you are a Genji player or not a Genji player, please let me know. Anyways, thanks for watching and hope you guys have a wonderful day.